Welcome to this week's edition of the Pioneer Coaches Show presented by GoMart. Go for good times, go for GoMart. With me now, I have head men's basketball coach Bob Bolen. Coach, thanks for being here today.
Thank you, Jagger, for having me.
All right, Coach. This past week you went 2-0. You started the week on Wednesday at Point Park. You won 81-64. They trimmed it down to 6 with just 7 minutes left. Just your thoughts on your guys pulling out the win.
Well, I thought it was a great win. It was the first game in the MEC in the history for Point Park. Mm-hmm. They had a loud crowd there cheering them on. The commissioner was there. It was a pretty big event, and I'm just glad that we're not a answer to a trivia question for Point Park now. But back on the game, I thought it was Devin Collins' first action of the year, and he didn't start, but he practiced almost the whole week. Early in the week, he was still laboring on that ankle injury. But he came in, gave us a huge lift the first half. He was 6 for 7. Hit a bunch of threes the first half, just really helped us get going offensively. And then he got his 4th foul, and at the end of the game, Donnie came in and closed the game out with 12 points in 8 minutes and just really hit some big shots at the end of the game and played well. And, I thought overall, I don't like to single people out, but those two really did well. But overall, I just thought we had a really good game. We crashed the boards. Prince had another double-double, and they started a 7-2 and a 6-10. Yeah. And, they beat us on the board some, but when you look at that, there were many occasions where it was the 7-2 missing an easy one and getting the easy one back, or the 6-10 kid. And so I thought it was a great win for us there at Point Park on Thursday night.
And then you turned around on Saturday and beat Penn State Fayette 103-74. You guys took control already and just really never took your foot off the gas. What do you think of your guys' win on Saturday?
You're exactly right. We started the game out really well, and third game of the year, we haven't been up 30 before and didn't have the killer instinct, and they came back, and that DeSalis Jones from Fairmont, he had 34 against us last year, and he had 21. He's a really good player. He was hard to contain, but overall, I thought we shared the ball, and we shot the ball decently, but we shared the basketball. Played good defense, crashed the boards, and just great to be 3-1 right now at this time of the year. And
you mentioned Devin Collins coming back. He averaged 17 points a game, 6 boards, and 2.5 assists in this past week coming back. How important was it to have him back in the lineup? Well, not back in the lineup, just back in general.
Oh, it's great having Devin back. Devin's one of our captains. He's a leader. He plays the game right, and the other guys feed off of him, and it's just really good to have him back. We were able to go 1-1 against 2 quality teams without him. So I thought that says a lot about the rest of our guys, but having him back was just a real good feeling for a coach, and I'm sure the same feeling for his teammates.
And then last week we talked about freshman Amar Maxwell and Elijah Redfern, but then as you mentioned as well, Don Cullen Lewis got in, scored 12 points and grabbed 4 boards in just 8 minutes. What kind of led to that decision to put him in at that point, and were you expecting that much production in that little amount of time?
No, Donnie can play, and never scared to put him in. That was just the time it was called for. Devin picked up his forward. Donnie was next man up. He was ready to go. He was ready to play. And Amar and Elijah, to be freshmen in their 3rd and 4th game in their history, are just really playing at a high level. Amar usually gets the other team's top offensive player. He's a tremendous defensive player, and on the year right now he has 14 assists and 3 turnovers.
That's good.
He's really sharing the ball well, doing a lot of little things too that don't show up on the stat sheet. And Elijah, he can score in bunches. He's not scared to take the shot, that's for sure. And defensively, being a 6'3" point guard, he's long and lanky and played football in high school. He's got toughness. And so all 3 of those freshmen are doing a great job for us.
And then looking at this week, you only got 1 game, and it's on the road at West Virginia State. They picked 4th in the preseason. They'll play Shawan tonight before meeting you guys on Saturday. Anthony Pittman finally isn't back for them, but they returned some production, added some transfers. What have you seen so far out of them in the young season?
Well, Martinez had 30-some against us last year. He's big-time shooter. Big-time, 6'4", one of the purest shooters that I've been able to watch in the past couple years. And he can score. The point guards, Mims is a real good player, 6'8". They'll start 4 guys 6'6" or bigger. And, typical State, just play hard, rebound the basketball, execute on offense. Brian Poor's been doing this a little while, and he does a really good job. And, we're excited to play him. We beat them here last year, and then down there they beat us 113-89. And as you can see, I don't have any stat sheets or any notes. I can remember that score and what they did to us down there last year. So, we have to come out prepared to play. And, here we're doing the show and haven't mentioned Prince. And Prince is averaging almost a double-double.
Been a monster this year.
Yeah, and when you think about State, he's going to have to be tough in there and have a great game for that one. And, Dom Penn and Samir Kinsler, at the guards are really going to have to lock down defensively. And, both of them have been doing a great job for us this season too.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you coming on today, and good luck this week.
Thank you, Jagger.
Welcome back to this week's edition of the Pioneer Coaches Show presented by GoMart. With me, I have head volleyball coach Kiara Perkins. Coach, thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
All right, Coach. Past week, you finished out the year with losses to Charleston and Concord. Had a chance to grab the first set against Charleston, the second set against Concord. Just your thoughts on those 2 games.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's like the same thing that we've been talking about this whole season. Is there was a lot of good, and there was a lot of errors as well. I think definitely against UC, how we came out starting, that's probably the strongest that we've came out this whole season. So it was very exciting to see that. But just those highs and lows and just trying to find the equal part.
And now with the season over, where do you go from here now? When you look at the recruiting part, where do you go?
Definitely like looking and evaluating everyone that's coming back, but looking for those pieces and stuff that we need going forward. Because even though this season just finished, we still got to look towards what we can do and what we need to improve on for next season.
And then when you look at the culture, what kind of fits it better? Are you looking at high schoolers, transfers, mix of both? What fits the culture a little bit better?
I would say it's definitely a little bit of both. With our culture and stuff, that's the biggest piece. Definitely, got to come in every single day, wanting to put in that work and wanting to improve. We know mistakes are going to happen and stuff, and that's the game of volleyball. That's why volleyball is so exciting. But getting those people that want to push every single day, that's what you need.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you coming on today, and we'll talk to you some more next season.
Thank you.
This fall, GoMart's got your chance to kick your tailgating game up a notch. Now through the end of October, enter GoMart's Get in the Game contest for your chance to win the ultimate tailgate package. Win a $200 GoMart gift card, tailgating supplies, a pop-up tent, a portable grill, and a cooler. It's everything you need to pregame for your favorite team. To be entered to win, head to your local GoMart and scan the QR code in-store. Visit the GoMart app or GoMart.com to learn more.
Welcome back to this week's edition of the Pioneer Coaches Show presented by GoMart. With me, I have head wrestling coach Dylan Cottrell. Coach, thanks for being here today.
Yeah, happy to be back.
All right, Coach. This past weekend, you were at Findlay for the Findlay Open. There's 25 teams, a couple D1s, 8 wrestlers placed. Nick Johnson and Isaiah Casto both got third in their respective classes. Just your thoughts on how the guys performed.
Yeah, I think it was the first time that we maybe saw some adversity, which was really good. We needed it. Guys wrestled really well in certain matches, and then other matches, right? It just didn't go our way. I don't really think there was anything too wrong. We had a lot of stuff technically that we messed up that we're going to be able to fix, which is really good because we want to see that. And so we've harped on our guys all year. Hey, go out there, let it fly, and that way we can fix stuff. And for the most part, 99%, of those guys did that. And there was a lot of technical mistakes, right? And that's good because we can fix them now. And so I'm really happy with that. Obviously, there's results that got away from us that we wish we could have. But again, right, that's not really what it's about right now. And so you have to kind of, get over that a little bit of the what if that you wanted, right? And just deal with what it was, move forward, get better in the positions that we need to, and we're going to do that. And so, we have a week off from competition, so this is going to be a tough week, right? This is going to be a week where, we turn around right away. We've already had, we already did 6 a.m. sprints this morning, right, coming right off of working, and we got a lift today, and then another practice, and then we got a 2-a-day tomorrow, right? A 2-a-day Thursday. We got sprints again Wednesday. So this week's going to be tough on them. They need to really focus on their recovery, and we're going to get better this week, and so I'm excited about that.
And there was a lot of teams there, like I mentioned. Do you feel this was good for your guys in the sense that they saw different divisions of talent as well as some regional and national opponents?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there was tons of competition. It was one of the best opens in the whole country, right? This year it was deep everywhere. And you mentioned all those, and, this is no way you can know this, right? But there was better high schoolers there than there was college kids, right? I think we had 4 or 5 guys lose to high schoolers, and everyone, you kind of think that now, and it's like, whoa, high schoolers. But with wrestling, man, it's so easy to be college ready at a high school kid now with all the content out there and all the media that you can kind of pull from and the coaches. And don't get me wrong, those high school kids that were there are committed to big Division I's, Big 10, Big 12, and guys who are going to be Division I All-Americans, right? And so there was some tough high school kids there this weekend that, some of our guys, had to scrap and beat, and some of them, took a butt whooping too. But that just, again, speaks to what it was. Some of the best wrestlers in the whole world, right, were there. Marcus Blaze is the top high schooler in the whole country this year he committed to Penn State 3 days ago, right? He was there blistering through the 133-pound class. And so, yeah, the competition was tough. It was really good for our guys. We had matches where we had to, kind of figure it out, and we had other matches where, it was just like, we got to get a lot better in these positions. And so, like I said, this week's going to be great. We're gonna. It's a really good time. I'm really happy. I was thinking about in the schedule of scheduling something this week. I'm really happy we're taking it off, and it's just going to be based on training.
Yeah, and you mentioned that because I had it in my notes. You won't wrestle again until December 1st, and you talked about all the technical mistakes. So is this coming week and even the week after a really good time for you to fix those things, get back to the drawing board, and maybe get some guys healthy a little bit too?
Yeah, I mean, got a couple guys banged up, and that happens in opens. But, yeah, we got a lot of stuff to work on. Again, we kind of talked last week, right? We're just scratching the surface of where this team can be. Athletically, mentally, and definitely technically. And so we got a lot of things that we watch that I was up this morning right after sprints, and I spent the last 3 hours watching film on trying to break down what we can fix and what we can work on today. So it's going to be a lot of technical stuff, a lot of individuals with guys, and really helping them, where they're struggling at. But there's things too, overview as a whole team that we're going to be putting into our team practices as well that, hey, we struggled collectively in this, and we got to get better there. And so, yeah, no, like I said, I'm very excited to spend this week on getting better.
When you were making the schedule too, was this kind of the thought process that you would wrestle for about 2 weeks straight, get some really good competition, and leave a gap to know that there's going to be some things to fix? Was that kind of on purpose when you made the schedule?
Yeah, I kind of do it in 3 blocks based off of like competition, the level of competition. Mm-hmm. And so you kind of want one block being where you hope you really get challenged and it's really tough. You want one block where it's kind of that in between where you get a little bit of each, and then the last block that we do, right, is kind of where we get a little confidence. We kick some guys' butts, and then we go right into regions with a lot of confidence, into NCAAs, and we taper. So, yeah, I finally have got this schedule down pretty much exactly how I want it now in year 5 here. And so this is exactly what it was. Like I said, sometimes you get in it and you're like, oh man, I want to wrestle every weekend, right? We want to get better. We want to do this and this. But I made this for a reason, and I knew it because this tournament's so tough. I knew we would have guys dinged up after it, and I knew that, after this we would have stuff to work on. Just because it's such a big melting pot of different people that you're gonna find a lot of mistakes because you're wrestling so many guys that have different styles, right? And so, yeah, it opens you up to a lot of new things, and it was really good for us, man. It's the first time we went up to this. We went up to it last year. We took like 3 red shirts, and so it's the first time we took our whole team up. We will definitely be going back because it gives us a lot of information for our team early in the year.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you coming on in, and we'll talk to you here in a few weeks.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Welcome back to this week's edition of the Pioneer Coaches Show presented by GoMart. With me, I have head women's basketball coach Emily Stoller. Coach, thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having me on.
All right, Coach. Last week you went 2-0. You started out the week on Thursday with a 97-77 win over Point Park. Turned them over 36 times, drained 15 threes. Just your thoughts on the win there.
Yeah, so we knew it was going to be a tough game going in. New to the Mountain East Conference, and it was the header, the first game of the year for Mountain East Conference for anyone. And so we knew that they were going to give us a tough game. Going into that environment, new gym to play in for all the returners that we brought back, and they gave us a really good fight there, and happy to come out with a win on that one.
And then on Saturday, you hosted Bluefield State, beat them 77-70. You turned them over 40 times, made some clutch shots down the stretch to seal the victory. Just your thoughts on that win as well.
Yeah, definitely have some work to do after that win, but we'll take the win. That's a really, really, really good team.
Yep.
And tough matchup for us. We knew it was going to be a game of runs, and I told them that going in, and I told them that, at the end of the game, it would all come down to who was more disciplined and the rebounding battle, and we came out on top in double digits with that. So I'm pleased with that, but there's definitely a lot of areas that we need to work on as a team and a group moving forward.
And I talked about the clutch shots down the stretch. One who hit those was Shawan transfer Ty Bunting. She currently leads the team in points per game at 13.5. She was your big get out of the portal. She averaged almost 17 a game at Shawan last year. What have you liked out of her so far through the first 4 games?
Yeah, I think she's done well for us so far early. The scary thing is she's nowhere near where the potential that she has is, and so we're continuing to coach that. And I think moving forward, and near the middle part and the end part of the season here, you're going to be surprised by what she can do.
And then now coming into this week, you face Ursuline tomorrow on Wednesday at 6 o'clock, and then you'll go to West Virginia State on Saturday, who's 3-0 right now. You've already faced one of the best teams in the region in Gannon, and you were in that game until late there in the fourth quarter, and now you'll face probably one of the other better teams in the region, West Virginia State. What's it going to take this time around to be able to go to Institute and get a win and stay in it through the end?
Yeah, so always going out to West Virginia State, it's always going to be a tough battle.
Yep.
The environment itself is worth 15 to 20 points. So we already know that we're going to be facing a tough environment there, along with the style of basketball. It's very similar. I'm happy that we had Bluefield on the schedule here early, just so we see what the pace of the game looks like and the corrections that we need to make before going into that game. With that being said, we have our second home game of the season here tomorrow, so we're taking it one game at a time here with Ursuline tomorrow.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you coming on in, and good luck this week.
Thank you so much.